This is no money, mo money. This little Lala's latest business venture went belly up. Now he can't even afford a monthly subscription. But he's determined to turn his luck around. With the few extra personal rules forcing me to craft and gather for my items and limiting access to advanced jobs, we're in for quite a ride as we complete everything in the Final Fantasy XIV free trial. So I'm thinking this week I might start pushing my relic even further. The problem is I'm about to hit a step, not the next step, but like the step after that or 2 steps away pretty soon though, which is the Alexandrite step, in which I'm going to need to get a bunch of Alexandrite and that's going to cost a lot. But the real kicker is that you need a bunch of low level materia, like materia 1s, 2s, 3s, and maybe 4s, I think, as well. And there isn't a good way in the game to get that. You can't just buy it from a merchant, you can't easily farm it. One of the best ways to do it is to create a set of all classes gear at low level, and you don't fight with this gear. You can. That's not the fastest way to spirit bond it. The best way to spirit bond this, and the reason why we do all classes gear, is because you're going to craft them yourself, high quality them, which increases spirit bond gain, meld them as much as you possibly can. Over meld every single piece of gear you're crafting with a full 5 materia. It doesn't matter what materia, just slap whatever junk materia that you don't need onto it, because every piece of materia on the piece of gear also increases spirit bond gain. If I were much later in the game, I would equip them on my gatherers, and then I would go into the diadem, and I would be farming resources in the diadem, because that's the fastest way to possibly do this. But the diadem is post Heavensward. I don't have that. What we can still do is farm resources. You create these sets, you equip them on your gatherers, but you keep your primary and secondary tool to be the best tools you can possibly get a hold of, which is a few less things that you're really spirit bonding consistently, but your tools will mostly handle the stats you need for gathering. And then you take these low-level sets of clothes and accessories and you run around and you gather like level 50 nodes, or even better, timed nodes and things of that sort. And you will be spirit bonding these super quickly by doing that. The other benefits you can make is pretty much anything that'll boost your spirit bond gain. There are potions for it. There are some scrolls for it, but those are from squadron missions, and my squadron can't run those missions yet to farm those scrolls, so hopefully soon. There are no meals for it, I don't believe. There are a couple of pieces of gear, especially things you can like buy from the Maelstrom, that will have stats that are like increased spirit bond gain +1, +2, stuff like that. Those exist, but they're absolutely not worth it. You don't want gear that has increased spirit bond gain, because you're going to be losing out by doing that. Those will increase your spirit bond gain kind of across the board, but having a piece of high quality crafted, fully pentamelded gear in that slot instead is going to be much better than keeping a piece of gear that just happens to have increased spirit bond gain on it. Now, I've gathered pretty much all the resources I'm going to need to craft these 2 sets all right here. So I'm just going to go ahead and get this crafting done, get the sets prepared, set them up on some gear lists of their own with like miner or botanist on them or whatever. And then I can start gathering materia. Not specifically right now, but if over the next couple of weeks I decide to keep working on my relic, I'm going to hit the Alexandrite step pretty quickly. And that finishes it up. There's both my sets. I didn't need to craft the gorget that was brass or the wrist bits that are mithril, because I already have them from prior crafts. And again, remember, if you're going to do this yourself, they need to be all classes gear. You cannot have them be like Disciple of Hand, Disciple of Land, Disciple of War, Disciple of Magic. They have to be all classes gear, in the vein of, for Materia 1, teens and 20s, and in the vein of Materia 2, 30s and very early 40s. I didn't manage to pentameld anything, but I managed to get a lot of my stuff up to about 2 pieces of materia each. And the more I pull off of these pieces of gear, the more I can then meld back onto them. There we go. Gathering up like hundreds of silver and now crafting it all into silver ingots. Now this is getting me some real materia. I'm just ripping tons of materia ones out of this. That's gonna be great when I get to the Alexandrite level. I'm getting very, very large amounts of materia achievements now that I'm trying to pentameld this set. And pulling a bunch of materia off of it because it's gaining spirit bond so fast. Pimp-your-ride. Is that because I got all of the, all 3 sets of Grand Company Chocobo Barding? Yep. All 3 sets of the Chocobo Barding. We are back with our tiny baby honk. Duck here. Sorry, I didn't feel like dressing up fancy today. Or maybe I dressed up the fanciest I could possibly dress up. But welcome back, our tiny baby duckling here with his glowy book. And it's time for us to upgrade it some more. It's you! Honk. Those old blokes to faraway lands suddenly appeared. He's been bugging me ever since, asking about putting souls in relics or something. Can the man see how busy I am pounding kettles all bloody day? I had time to be humoring the elderly. Or you're the one with the relic, ain't that right? If there's anyone that shows up and bloke ought to be bothering, I reckon it's you. Run along, Ben, and keep the old coot off my back. This one should be okay with just a single class. It can still take a long time. This could still end up being like a 5 or 6 hour long stream today, maybe, because it's all RNG based. I just have to go and I have to run fates, and the fates have a random chance to drop an Atma when I finish them, kind of thing. And I need one from 12 different zones, I believe. Excuse me, adventurer. Yep, definitely an adventurer. Only an adventurer would dress like this. Agree to assist me, adventurer. For your troubles come to possess a mightier relic. No, but will I possess a mightier relic? Yes. I love this helmet so much. Alright, first we just need to start doing fates right around here in North Shroud. I'm like, why is my health so low? At this low of a level, I should just be able to auto-heal through everything, and it's like, oh, that's why. Oh, first shot! Start heading for the fates in Lenosha. It's going to be somewhat interesting, because I need to pop into Limsa and spend this. Somehow, over the course of this event, I've got 96 tomestones to spend. Seems like the game is starting to make up for the fact that I got my first Atma on the very first fate. The game's like, wait a minute, we can't have that happening. So now I'm up to like 5 or 6 fates now here, getting nothing. Usually the average is like around 4 or 5 fates probably per Atma. Well, there we go. Right as I'm talking about how long it's taking, it blasts me with the Atma. Let me go ahead and spin this. Got it in 1! Holy crap, I got, like, one of them takes like 6 or 7 fates to get it, but I keep getting them in 1. This is like the fastest Atma run I may have ever had. I've basically been running things like Praetorium and Porta Decamana to get tomestones. Like, God, is that annoying. I hate doing that kind of content. But there are certain things you just can't get on this character without getting them through tomestones. And so that's what I'm doing today. Or at least that's what I'm taking care of now. I don't have enough to get like all the unique, interesting things, so I will have to get more. So the very first thing I need to buy here is the Innocent Glibber, which I cannot get on free trial. This is physically impossible because this is a Shadowbringer's mount. Yeah, I don't know of any other way to get the casual attire. I'm not sure if there is, so I'll just go ahead and buy it here. My casual chicken. Chocobo. Oh yeah. I really shouldn't be able to hear this. Like, I really shouldn't be able to hear this music. I love the fact that I can totally get mounts that I shouldn't be able to get through things like Mog Tome events and all that. Atma of the Ram! Thought I had the slide cast that first time, and apparently I didn't. Atma of the Fish. Atma? Atma! Got the Atma! This is the fastest Atma grind I think I have ever done. Even with the one that took like 6 or 7 fates, this is like the fastest Atma grind I've ever done. Gee, I hope no one gets motion sick easily. That's why I usually just hold the camera like this. Yes! Atma of the Water Bearer. That should do it. Oh, Atma in one. I will admit, I have occasionally been using Dynamis in order to get really, really small lobbies in the Blunderville stuff, so that I don't have to put up with, like, trying to fight other people. When I truly get just, like, completely enraged by the event and despise it, and despise that, like, half the people are cheating, half the people are glitching out solo lobbies, like loading in, loading out, loading in, loading out, right? And like the only other people around are people who basically just do Fall Guys all the time for hundreds of hours every time the event comes around, and it's like you're never gonna win if you're in the same lobby as them. I've also been doing a little Palace of the Dead. I cleared the 20th floor and started getting myself some Accursed Horde. I've actually got myself like 8 or 9 pieces of Accursed Horde. And then a lot of materia. Hey, I got the Atma from that other one. Good. Don't need to continue working on this one. There we go. Atma of the Twins. That enough? Yep, that's enough. Atma of the Scorpion. Done. One more zone. And there's the Atma of the Bull. Actually, that was fitting that I got it by doing the Longhorn one. There we go. Technically, this is the wrong zone, but I'll put it there just to make it easier to keep track of. There we go. All the Atma are done. Atma, I shall imbue your relic. Select your relic, Omnilex Zenith. 12 unique varieties of Atma. You've done well, my dear adventurer. It's just like Chocobo face, like, huh? Relic weapon, Omnilex Zenith. Or is it still Omnilex, or did they change the name? They do change the name at some point, but I think it's still Omnilex here. Souls housed within the Atma have merged with your relic. Take it up once more, adventurer, and savor the newfound power that courses through it. Omnilex Atma. Item level 100. Trials of the Braves. So you're enjoying your Atma-infused relic? While your newfound might may indeed be impressive, what if I were to tell you that your weapon may grow even mightier still? By running 9 horrible, horrible books that are absolute garbage. Legend tells that when the world lies upon the brink of destruction, brave souls who bear the light shall arise to banish the dark. Yeah. Known by myriad names in my native Radzedan, they are called the Zodiac Braves. Said to wield arms of unparalleled might that shone with the radiance of 1,000 stars. Ultimate objective, dear adventurer, is no less than the recreation of these legendary arms. In the interest of efficiency, you would do well to seek out adversaries of like nature. This you might refer to the Trials of the Braves, a collection of sacred texts that tell of the hero's deeds. Wark? Trials of the Braves, you say? Queh! Why, yes, we do happen to have something like that. Anybody interested in moldy old things like... What I meant to say was they're extremely rare, and you aren't like to find them anywhere else in Eorzea. Yup. 9 books comprise a set. Trials of the Braves commenced. I'm not going to do this today. It's better to keep this in sort of its own thing. Actually, most of this is going to get done off stream. The very last book I might do on stream to sort of show off one book run before I finish that tier of the relic kind of thing. That's in every book, every single book. There's a series of about 10 enemies, 3 dungeons, 3 fates, one of which is usually not easy to get access to, and 3 leaves. Every single book, and you have to do 9 books. So we're not doing that on stream. Thank you very much.